Diaspora Check-in, brought to you by Western Union. Receive money directly into your bank account today.
This morning, we're checking in with a transformational consultant in business, leadership, and life. But she's also an author and advocate for mental wellness. Joining us via Zoom for our Diaspora Check-in all the way in Vancouver is Nicola McFadden. Good morning, Nicola.
Hi, good morning, Delia. How are you doing?
I am good. And how are you? How's the temperature in Vancouver?
It's good. Vancouver is typically a mild temperature compared
Yes.
to Ontario, but it's pretty good. It's warming up now. We're getting into spring.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to be talking about your book, Rebound Faith. Kaya.
Yes.
Why Kaya?
Kaya is an Hebrew word meaning to live. To live victoriously, to live righteously, to live prosperously, to really live. It means to have that abundant life, to revive and to thrive. So that's the meaning of Kaya.
Now, there's something in a way where people think because you say you have to live abundantly, you have to live spiritually, they think it just comes from the sky and that God is going to show you all things. I think what you've done with this book is to map a guide to that kind of living and ways in which people can enjoy their life to survive, revive, and thrive. Talk to me about the inspiration behind the book.
Okay, so this book has been a labor of love and a labor of pain. So the book actually was written during my journey of transformation, where I actually went through a 5 years divorce battle, custody battle, family court battle, and really got into situational depression. I was a senior leader in a large global organization. It impacted my career. It impacted my life in the sense that I lost my home. I lost friends and family. So it was a journey where I had to recover. I was actually in rock bottom and I had to get up and get out. So during my season of going through my situation and my transformation, when life happens, I really need an anchor that was stronger than what I was going through.
Yeah.
So I sought God. And in the process of seeking God, He gave me the strategies.
The strategy is nice. But one of the first things you say is that people go through hardships, but they don't share it. And they don't share it because they don't want to be judged. They don't share it because you share it and then people will keep sharing it. But you decided that you would share your hardships.
Right.
Why?
Right. I decided I'll share my hardship only because I was walking through the season already and building an online community. So while I was going through the situation, I started using spiritual inspiration and started posting scriptures and empowerment scriptures and empowerment quotes and just a journey in terms of a blog about my season and what I was using to recover. In doing that, I realized that there were many people who were suffering, who needed a voice, and the stigma of their situation didn't allow them to speak. So in the 5 years as I journeyed through, I was building an online community on Facebook, which holds up almost about 30,000 people now following me. And now on LinkedIn, I'm now doing spiritual inspiration, which is another 30,000 people. So I decided to share my story and to give others who don't have a voice a voice.
All right, we're going to get to some of the tips soon. But one of the things also I noted, Nicola, is you come from a background of being born to a teenage mom. And having other siblings. So it wasn't an easy background. Hardships didn't just start for you at the divorce. I'm saying that because sometimes people feel that because I don't come from affluence or because I never had opportunity, that I can't overcome hardships. But I think what you're saying is it doesn't matter what your background is. What matters is what you apply now.
Yes, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. Hardship happens to anyone. We're going through COVID-19 right now and no one is exempted. Race, culture, globally you're impacted. And it's a situation in which you didn't call on yourself. So hardship happens to anyone. Life happens. The only thing that's constant in life is change.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you started. What happens is the attitude that you use as you go through the change and how you allow this change to transform you and what is it you gain out of it and how you use it to apply to your future.
Yeah, you use a basketball analogy when you're explaining how to rebound. As a former player, I found it very interesting because it sets up to me that we're on court all the time.
Yes.
We have to actively believe that we are coming up against, you have to form a defense, you have to be offensive. It's constant work. Is this what we're saying?
Yes, that's what you're saying. You're saying just like a ball that goes down, you're going to go down in situations. You're going to hit rock bottom. But when you go down, you have the vision that you can go up. So that's where the rebound comes in. There are situations that will cause a player that they will try to get the rebound and rebound to victory. So it is saying in the same thing is that when hardship happens, when you're in the valley of depression or the valley of despair, there is hope. What you need is that vision that you can recover, you can rebound, and you can get out of the situation that you're in.
You also have
So
to be
that's how
prepared. You also have to be prepared, because if you're going to get that rebound, you have to be fit enough to rebound. You have to have the skill to rebound. You have to accept that somebody else is also trying to get that ball away from you. How do you prepare? How do you prepare for this game of life?
So, and that's where the strategies in the book came in, because I didn't see this coming at all into my life. I was at the pinnacle of my life, enjoying affluence, enjoying the fulfillment of a corporate career, and then life happened. And it's not like you walk around preparing for it. It's how when this happened, you adjust to that situation.
Yeah.
So what happened in my case, as I realized that I had to pick what is it I'm going to fight for. So am I going to continue fighting for finances, or am I going to fight for my children and my health? The moment you realize that what's left in you is all you need for your future, is all you need from your destiny, you change the way you fight. Your strategies change, your tactics change. You have to fight with weapons that are going to defeat the situation that you're in. And it's not weapons that we typically use to fight. And that's where the prior strategy comes in. And that's where understanding how change impacts someone in terms of our transformation process comes in, and how you deal with that situation.
All right, we're going to check out now, Nicola, but for people who would like to get a copy of the book, where do they go and how do they get their hands on it?
Okay, so this particular book is actually divided into 3 volumes. They're available on Amazon. This is the full volume, and the 3 separate volumes are also available on Amazon if you want to buy them in terms of a single volume. So the book, because it was written and it's so deep, it was divided into volumes so you could have bite-sized chunks.
Yeah.
An audiobook is going to be launched, and that is coming in summer. So the audio of the book is launching.
All right, no, it's a
so
bestseller
they're able
on
to get it on
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yes, and it's a bestseller there. Before you go, how's COVID treating you in Vancouver? How's it affected your business? How's it changed your life?
Okay, so as a transformation consultant, it means that I work with corporations, I work with organizations, government, entrepreneurs, and at the private sector. And what happened as a transformation consultant is that I work on site. I work to understand the culture, understand the changes that the organization is going through, and work with the leaders and the team so that they can adjust to the future state. With a situation like COVID, it therefore means that I can't be on site because the people aren't on site. Most of the people were relocated to working virtually, and therefore it impacted the model that I presented to that organization.
Right.
So what I've been doing over the season of COVID is to pivot my business in a situation so here's another change, and I've been using the strategies of my book to pivot my business as to how would I prepare myself to be more virtual, more global, how could I transform my organization that I will be able to deliver that without physically being there. And that's where a lot of my efforts have been since COVID-19. My contract was actually impacted because it wasn't deemed as essential services, nor were the people physically at work, so I could do the change management.
All right. Wow, Nicola. I think COVID's come as something